Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the NECC, and welcome, perhaps, if you haven't joined us before. My name is Futh, and I'm on top of Chef, who's below me. I haven't seen this one in a little bit, my friend. How are you doing?
I mean, it's par for the course, right? I'm doing well. To be. Spring has sprung here in the nation's heartland. It is 80 degrees, and my allergies are absolutely destroying my nasal cavities as we speak. But something that else is going to get destroyed today is a couple of cars, maybe a couple of dreams for the postseason. We've got a couple of good matches going on today. The penultimate game is going to be my home state, Mizzou Gold, going up against Northern Arizona University. But you and I have a battle of my former homeland, Canada, in SMU Huskies, M&W, versus Queen's University Highlanders. And you know what? A little bit of disparage between the two teams as far as their records. But, I mean, Rocket League can always go any way on any given Friday. And, well, here is the your Huskies lineup. Blur, Luke Yusuf, and Lamille coming in, a freshman and a couple of sophomores, all with that technical bent as their major. Well, I say that. We've got a commerce. we got a commerce major as well in Queens Highlanders. We've got a health science junior in Simba Boom. Like for Mike is an economics major, and Twigs, not Twigs, is a computing junior.
It's two
major.
G's.
Yep, Twig with two G's.
We call them double G out here. But a bunch of old heads on the side of Queens, and Queens Highlanders have not had the season that you want to see. Coming in at 0-8, still searching for their first win. On the flip side, you have SMU Huskies. They are 6-2. They are the favored team in the match. We talked about playoff hopes. Really, right now, this is SMU trying to ride high into the playoffs, or Queens Highlanders still looking for their first series. And they had a very good shot against U Ottawa Garnet all the way back in week 3, but couldn't close it out. And so now we look forward here into the final week of regular season play here in the NECC.
Well, it's Ontario versus Nova Scotia here. If you are from Canadian provinces, that is the Heartland versus the Maritimes. And well, right now the Maritimes are on top here. They're going to look to establish their control. But you know what? Who doesn't care right now? That is the Huskies. The Huskies are trying to push forward and establish their early game dominance here. But you know what? It's a little bit of ping pong going back and forth between these two teams. And, well, the first kind of look was actually going to be for the Highlanders, Ruth.
Well, it's all about making the most of your opportunities, and they could not find it there, as that was an opportunity for the Huskies, but all three cars too close together, a bit congealed on this offensive push. A pass towards the midfield, Lamille ready for it, but can't find it. Hazy midfield, but another big 50 from the Highlanders. Now a shot attempt coming on. I don't think he gets there, and that's like for Mike finding first blood.
I mean, the underdogs showing up first, and that was just a triple commit that got punished immediately. Like for Mike, getting it done, 63.5 or 65.3 kilometers per hour, about 48 miles an hour on that shot going in. For those of you that don't do the real measuring system for the world, it is, you get it from the miles per hour there. Looking for the answer real quick. Lumel going in, not finding the tap off the back, the save coming through the shot. What a touch there coming through from the Highlanders.
Some boom in his own corner. Needs to be careful here, as that's more pressure, more offense starting them out from the Huskies. Down one. They probably haven't been in this position very often this season, as the Highlanders finding another outlet again on the left-hand side. Light for Mike already has one, a pass midfield, but it's going to be stalled for now. No, it goes in. The soft touch is enough to find its way through, and Light for Mike, call it 2 for 2.
5 miles an hour on that shot. Everybody committed. Everybody's like, oh, you look. No, it's the Spider-Man meme in front of their net, pointing at each other, and then just goes and trickles over the line. That is hilarious as far as goals go. And, you know, a little bit of early pressure, a big whiff. That was actually a little bit dangerous coming in for the Highlanders. But you know what? Still, it's a 2-0 lead, a minute and a half in. And really, we haven't seen any kind of coordination come out from these Huskies. There's been whiffs, there's been missed coordinations, there's been missed touches. And they just look a little bit discombobulated here in the early goes.
Simba Boom trying to play something forward. Hazy on his own backboard. Intercept. It's a beautiful touch, but immediately cleared out by Hootie. Pass forward. Simba Boom trying to slow it back down. Still more pressure mounting from the Huskies, but Hazy cannot find the angle, as it's like for Mike, again, still on it. Flip reset, getting it off the backboard, a double tap, leaning it near post, but saved out in the last moment. I think my records might be, right?
Swapped. I have not seen touches like this from an 0-8 team, to be quite
0-8, yes. But don't worry about Twinkle Toes. We don't talk about Twinkle Toes, all right?
Listen, it was my nickname in high school soccer because I'm a big fella and I was very light on my feet, so they called me Twinkle Toes, okay?
But were you Twinkle Toes the puppeteer?
No.
That's what we have. He's got a hyphen in his name. He's Twinkle Toes the puppeteer. That's why it's so long. And so you have to. Well, you thought I was just randomly pulling that out of the world, but Hazy trying to pull one off of the sidewall, can't get it to go. Booty trying to get another touch here, but another follow-up is a little bit too aggressive in the pass midfield to Hazy. H&H connect and SMU on the board.
Well, I mean, that finally gets the goose egg off of their record there. And I mean, really, it was just a little bit of a weird play in the corner there, and the ball squirts out, and well, you know, you're going to bury those every time. Nice to see the NB logo there on the Huskies. All there.
Well, that's going to be it from the mill.
I was trying to land something there, and it just didn't go. What
you know,
did land was this touch, and I mean, just came flying in. Yeah, traffic in front. That's a beautiful setup there, and you know, good on Lommel to be able to recognize a shot was coming in and get the traffic and get the bump and the contact in front of the goal, and helps usher it in. So 2 quick goals in very fast succession have evened up this series here. And well, we're looking at a little bit of air goal there coming in from the Highlanders. They're playing above their weight class right now. And, well, I'm looking to see if they can take the lead again.
Well, they have given up 2 in a row after scoring 2 in a row. That's a beautiful shot, but a better save here from Hazy. Twinkle Toes repeating, needs to be careful. Hadev, mid-board pass, looking to find his teammate. That is pixel perfect. Lommel again. Now it's 3-2.
Oh, man, that's just a pretty pass. I mean, the beautiful save, the transition work coming out from it, and then traffic in front. I mean, Huskies still providing a little bit of value even after dishing the ball off to Lommel, putting a frame in front of the goal minder, and that is 3 on the trot in about 40 seconds, Foof. And they've really turned on the lights here. The power is definitely flowing now here for these Huskies.
Well, the Sleeping Giant has been awoken. Hazy, a far post shot, but too far as you won't even find that said post. Twinkle, look in midfield. I like the ball. It's a very good pass. That's off the leg for Mike. He's been the goal scorer. That's a double tap. It's far post. It's falling down, but Hazy again just in the way. Simba boom, but another big 50. Lommel standing tall at the point of attack. Highlanders looking to make their mark. They need to find one, but Hazy shuts it down. Now back under a minute left to play. Lommel 50'd hard. The ball still sitting on this orange half. Queens need to get on the other side as they only have 45 left.
I mean, the pace has gone frenetic now between these two teams, and the saves have been spectacular. The touches have been spectacular. Highlanders are on the back foot right now, but they're still showing signs of life. They're still getting pressure moving forward. 30 seconds left. That's going to be a double touch. What a positional play there from the Highlanders. Keeps them in game number 1.
Well, Queens still needing 1 goal, 1 shot, 1 moment, maybe 1 pass or a dunk. Simba boom says boom goes the dynamite. What a pass, what a shot, what a dunk.
That was absolutely beautiful. And they do it off the contact coming through from Husky. That is not easy to do, my friend. And with 18 seconds left, they equalize here in game number 1. Game on, ladies and gentlemen.
Game on indeed. Less than a quarter of a minute left in this game. Simba Boom and company roaring back in. That's a pass midfield, but no pusher coming up from Queens. 5-4-3, and we're looking like we're going to go to a moment where the clock will tick upwards. It's a tie ball game. Queens has been down this season, but they are not out here.
I mean, we're in golden goal for game number 1. Not what we were expecting. Almost an own goal opportunity there. And that's an important touch off the backboard there. Just getting a tire to the ball. They're going to go ahead and throw it forward. I like the aggression here coming from Highlanders. They're not just going to sit back and play passively. They're going to take this to the Huskies, who have a much better record than them. But they certainly are not playing like that.
Well, Manning try and find something, some way. Hazy putting a touch on. It's rolling behind. Twinkle Toes getting 50'd. Lamel waiting for it to fall down, but Hudev getting the second touch means no real shot. Pushing forward here, like for Mike, has been the flag runner, the one goal scorer perhaps, finding a pass midfield, but Hazy shuts it down. Hudev following it up, a second touch to push it forward. The Fennec working, trying to find these angles against Queens. Again, the clock continuing to move forward as we crest the first minute here in overtime.
I mean, both teams have had a couple of decent looks here. And you know what? The defenses have stood strong. And it's going to take a realistic play coming through. There's a good pass. There's a good touch. Good save.
Big save right now, but all that matters is the biggest goal. Who can find the one golden goal of game number one? 3-3 tied as we get past the 82nd mark, cresting the 92nd mark here shortly as Highlanders have found their angle and are working their way in. This is going to be a near post shot. No, it goes far post. There's no one there, but it goes crossbar and out. No touch following it up. Hazy and company breathing a sigh of relief as the pressure has not been abated yet.
Oh, man, I mean, that was the opportunity there that Highlanders were looking for as we get past the 145 mark here in game number one. We're on the golden goal. If you're just joining us, this is an 0-8 Highlanders team taking on a 6-2 Huskies team, and we are all knotted up. The equalizer coming with 18 seconds left in regulation game number one, and now we're looking for that winner-take-all goal here in the overtime. 2 minutes gone, and a big demo at the halfway point.
Just halfway point? You call it a 4-minute overtime, perhaps?
I meant to say midfield. Honestly, I meant to say midfield.
All right,
I
heard 2 minutes and halfway time. I was like, wow. I was like, all right, Chef has already seen the script, and we know that Highlanders and the Huskies, they are going on a battle for the decades, apparently. This is a backboard play. Simple boom! Has one to tie, has one to win. 2.5 in. It makes it 4-3.
Their second goal is the most important goal, and I thought the first one was pretty important. Getting the equalizer with 18 seconds to go. Nene, 2:29 into our overtime. Simba Boom gets the game winner. Against all odds, they take the lead here in our 1-3 series.
Wow.
1-0. The points, the saves, the assists. This was a complete team game coming from both squads. Begagon, let's get it on. This is going to be a very exciting series here, Foof, as the Highlanders, they came out with fire in their eyes and a song in their heart.
I don't know what song was in their hearts, but they sung it to the fullest and made it happen. It looked like maybe they were living and thriving off of speed and aggression instead of pure mechanical skill when they got out to an early 2-goal lead. And then immediately you saw them respond in kind when the Huskies had 2 goals in answer. Simba Boom able to tie it up after they go down with less than half a minute left. So this team that is still searching for their first series win, putting themselves up by 1 in the series, and the Huskies have to have had their bell rung a little bit.
I mean, they were probably not expecting this. This has got to be a shock to them as well. Battle for Canada is always a good one. I mean, the provincial rights themselves, the feud between the provinces have always been an exciting thing for me growing up in Quebec myself. Shot on goal is going to force out a touch to the backboard. And here comes the counterattack coming through from the Huskies. I think they might be a little bit angry from losing that first game here in our series. But I'm telling you what, Highlanders, they're playing on a different plane right now.
Well, trying to find perhaps a way to travel between these planes and make it more equal. The Huskies looking to work forward and get back to their winning ways. The Highlanders' backboard passes has been the way to work. That's a save, though, from Lummel, as that looked to be a sure goal out of intercepting it at the point of attack, defending that backboard. This time, Hazy wanting to read it himself, but can't get it off of Simba. A beautiful touch there, has control. There is no one left. It's now a 1v3, and Hudev trying his best, but Simba Boom continues to roll. 3 straight goals coming off the Dominus.
The touch, the flip reset, everything, and Huddy just Hudev could not get back in time. And good Lord, we thought Like for Mike was the flag bearer here. We got a double clutch situation going on here. We got 2 possible candidates to hold their provincial flag high. Good Lord, that was a beautiful touch and finish there from Simba.
Hazy trying to find a retaliatory strike. Comes off the wall, has good control of the car, but not control of the ball. Hudev, beautiful catch here. That was amazing to look at. Hazy keeps it on his nose. A pass midfield. Lummel wants to force it through, but Simba Boom will not be denied on the offense nor the defense. Now, like for Mike, wanting to flip the field, playing smart, playing slow, trying to find Twinkle at midfield, gets it over one. Hudev gets a touch, but it's not the one he wants. Simba Boom pushing forward, but awkward in the jump. So was Lummel, and so the ball resting in midfield. Lummel near post shot, gonna find the defender, not the goal. And both teams looking for offensive performance with the defenses standing tall.
I mean, that was a very interesting series of shots and pushes towards the goal coming from Huskies, and the Highlanders standing strong, making themselves big in front of the net, and that's what you want to see. The positional play here from the Highlanders, especially defensively here in game number 2, has been nothing but When I say that, instant caster curse. You're welcome, Huskies. You're welcome, because I immediately set it up for you.
Well, it's just a beautiful read, realizing that there's no one in net, and Simba Boom was overreaching on that roost, that rotation for the boost, or roost as I apparently wanted to call it, as they get to the midway point. We're back where we started, tied up, but now with both teams having a goal.
Well, we just crossed the halfway point. So, I mean, now, you start getting that adrenaline going. You start getting a little bit of anxiety. When is the next shot going to come? Am I going to make a bad touch? Is my positioning right? All these mental things go through, especially when you're tied at 1 as you cross the halfway point of the game. And a little bit of indecision here from the two teams. And if that ball's going towards the goal, oh man, Twinkletoes almost had an open net situation.
That just could have been an opportunity. But again, the Highlanders, they're all about having poise in these aggressive moments and where the time stands tall. But there's still 100 seconds left. I mean, it's so much time for them. They don't want to overpush. They don't want to overcommit. They know that they will cut their teeth in the golden moments. And so Twinkletoes looking midfield, trying to set up like a pass towards his teammate. Simba Boom can't get there. No, he can. He finds the angle. The Dominus soaring through the air like a plane, but that's a car and that's a goal. And that was my also Lummel. It came off of Lummel.
It came off of Lummel.
Oh,
I mean, that you've just got to feel for them on that one. Still, the
no
pressure
way.
is there.
No
pressure
way.
Off the kickoff. They're just going to leave it and look for a better shot. There it is. Smart play. Yes.
Say it, Chef.
I mean, look at that. Just look at.
Who is it?
But light for me. I love it. I love it.
You're not going to give him the shot? All right, I'll give him the clout. It is Twinkletoes, the puppeteer, getting their first goal of the series to make it a 3-1 Game 2 for the Highlanders that we were believing to be 0-8, and I really want to put that on a big hiatus right now because it's not like an 0-8 team. I'm going to say it's an oh my goodness, Hazy dribbling it off the backboard team as Simba Boom with a flick. Hudev looking for Lummel. Lummel to Hazy. All three cars involved, but that offense not really clicking. Backboard play, but nothing found as Like for Mike finds the clear.
I mean, we're not only looking at possibly one of the biggest upsets here in the Canadian division. This is one of the bigger upsets in the entirety of our NECC computers. Competition. So, wow. If it happens, I said we're looking at possibly. And that's going to be, time wasting. It's not even going towards the goal. I think that's a really complicated game of keep away. They're doing this on purpose.
Simba doesn't put the dagger in, so it could be a moment perhaps where you see Nosferatu rise from the coffin. The SMU Huskies looking for their mark. That's another touch into the corner. Hudev racing forward. Simba Boom keeps it away. And now the ball resting at midfield. The Highlanders poised to go 2-0 in this series, putting themselves in a proverbial match point and making themselves known to the NECC here on stream.
They just did it. Winning 3-1 on the back of some flashy play, some great coordination, some massive courage on their own goal line, Foof. I mean, we saw shot after shot at about the 3:30 mark. There was a sequence of shots that came in from the Huskies, and they bent, but they never broke. And I think that right there may have put the Huskies in the corner, back in their kennel for game number 2, because they never seemed the same after that.
Well, Chef, there is an old phrase that has been told to me, my friend. It's, blessed be the flexible, for they're never been out of shape. And that's what it seems to be happening right now here for Queens. They cannot be twisted into any kind of pretzel that feels unfavorable on the defensive side after their 2-goal explosion from Simba. That has been the turning point of the series, and it's the last week of the season, so I'll say it's been the turning point of their entire season, Chef, as they have come alive since then and almost allowed nothing. A singular goal has been scored against them in that point, so it is a total, Chef, of 2, 4, 6-1 run.
It's just impressive, and it's improbable, and it's against all the odds, to quote Phil Collins from the 80s. And I tell you what, this is a team that really wants to go out on a high note, and what higher note than to take down the Huskies, one of the top teams here. What a save, the positioning once again. We have not really spoken Twinkle Toes' name very much. Well, let me introduce you to one of the best third men that I've seen in the Canadian division this season. Really has been putting on a show here in defense and in transition.
So now we're rocking and rolling like for Mike and company. Feeling good, feeling confident at match point here, looking to get their brooms out. Adele finds an open net, takes full advantage of it, and there's no one home. A breakdown in defense. We talk about a team that's strong on defense, but this is a miscommunication off the demo.
Yeah, I mean, the demo, they were 2v3 there, and then just nobody rotated back to the goal. So finally they get the goose egg off after giving up that singular goal in game number 2 and then just going over after that point. The Huskies finally out in front again. And you know what? They're going to need to really solidify this lead here. I think they need a goal to really make that happen. Almost got shoved in there, but positioning priority was taken once again, and now Huskies looking to break out here. They've got to be emboldened by taking that goal.
Emboldened, but they're trying to make something happen as SMU knows that a 1-goal lead against this just plucky and aggressive Highlander squad will not be enough to fend them off. Hazy looking forward to Lummel. Lummel following him, but that ball being pushed too much north to south instead of east to west. It's a far post shot that's not going to find the angle, but they are searching. They are rotating around looking like sharks circling schools of fish.
Well,
oh my goodness!
Right there. Yep, took it off his hood and just buries it. I mean, look at this. The follow coming through, the double tap there in the sky. Hudeb just sets him up. And yeah, it does go off the hood of a Highlander chassis. And wow, that is actually a wonderful goal. That's a bit more insurance that I think the Highlanders are going to have a hard time coming back against. They need to get a goal here, I'd say, in the next 45 to 60 seconds to keep themselves in game number 3. Otherwise, they should probably just do the mental reset and GG's go game 4.
Well, it is so much time left. You can't put GG's in chat just yet, especially with over half the game left. And like a team, the Highlanders have been so hot on the offensive side. Like for Mike has had offensive explosion. You know how deadly Simba Boom is. And we got Twinkle Toes on the scoreboard. Everyone can score from almost any angle. The dunk near post, the setup. It's like for Mike now finding and rekindling the light to make it 1-2.
I mean, they just absolutely bamboozle Lummel there. Nice aggression there coming in from Mike, and Mike gets the defensive pressure in their own offensive third, and then they follow it up right into the back of the net. Just over halftime here. 2:20 on the clock to be exact, and we are looking at a 1-goal game here, and the offensive pressure is not going to stop from these Highlanders.
Well, still, only 30 seconds have passed since we talked about, man, a 2-goal lead feeling big, but it is nothing now as it's all fallen down to 1. Like for Mike, has the control, has it over 1, got it all 3 feet there, just needs to find a shot here. The near post angle, not enough on it. Hadev not wanting to let it rock off of the backboard, instead collecting it on this Finnica dunk, keeps it there, wanting to find a back pass. No, that's a double hit for both players. You need to be careful here, Huskies. You have everyone forward. They need to rotate back. That's a bump to open up the door, but no real pressure on the ball means Lummel can turn into it in time.
I mean, great touch there from Simba Boom, pushing it towards the wall instead of, giving the big, strong carom out. And I mean, they're getting the work there. There's exactly what I was talking about, Twinkle Toes in that third man role, getting the offensive pressure, getting the contact, and not allowing this Husky squad to set up for a secondary look. There's a big booming clearance coming out from the Highlanders. This is actually going to turn into an offensive opportunity.
That's a shot attempt. Midfield looking near post, but they can't get it to fall. The pass to shot, unable to get there. Hazy, redirect opportunities, putting it near post, but again, another save. Both teams looking for this same post-to-post side instead of crossing the net, so I think you're trying to make both sides of the defense move forward to open up that far post shot. Right now, it's going to be up to Queens to make the tying shot, whereas the Huskies, they either want the extender or just want to continue this back-and-forth pace to kill more of the clock. Light can't find it, but the ball's still resting on the Highlanders side.
Remember that it was 18 seconds left in game number 1 where we saw the equalizer come from Simba Boom, and we know how it has run ever since. So now we're going to see if we get the same late-game heroics out from this Highlanders squad. They've got the ball. They've got the touch. They're looking at the goal. They're looking for the rebound. Doesn't find it, but they still have control of the ball. Looking for a teammate across the top. Big aerial push.
Talked about it's a big push, but you need to be careful with 2 players in the air. It's a pass midfield. No, it's a shot. The best passes to the back of the net, but that one only finds a defender. Like from like, popping it up high. He's got 70 boosts in that octane. Has it up and over 1. Survives the contact to pass the shot, but Hadev has the save. Simba Boom and company watching their sweep fall possibly to pieces. It's now going to be a last-second heroic play. Lummel can't get to it. There are 2 orange cars still there. It's off the backboard. It could be the redirect. It's going to be pinched down instead. The Huskies find an answer back to make it 1-2 in the series.
Oh, they had a look there. They actually had a couple looks of equalizing.
There was a chance.
Last 20 seconds. They didn't find it this time, but the pressure was there. The looks were there. So, I mean, they are still smelling blood in the water. Are these Highlanders, and the Huskies give themselves a lifeline. They give themselves a chance to get back into the series now. And I think that for the Huskies, coming out and getting that early goal and putting themselves in the front runner position really did lean into them being able to control the tempo, being able to control the pace of the game. So I think for the Highlanders, they need to come out and score that first goal and really get themselves into the driver's seat to drive themselves to their own destiny, get their first win of the season.
Well, here we go. Game 4. Match point still for the Highlanders, but the Huskies living on top. They heard your answer. Twinkle Toes responds. The puppeteer seeming like he's masquerading away with this one to get the first goal.
I mean, an important touch there, too, to stop it from going into to the lower left-hand corner of their offensive third. Just sets up Twinkle Toes so nicely and buries it unerringly into the back of the net. 7 seconds in, and they've already got a lead.
Well, Hazy to Hadev. Hadev, the backboard, looking back for Hazy, the 1-2-1. I love the pass, but the third man not wanting to commit here, knowing how dangerous it is. Lummel, slow play, but saved away by this strong Highlander defense. And again, they've been on the defensive side. That's a pinch going on. Lummel credited with this touch. I don't know if he gets credited with the save, but that should have been an additional 50 points on the scorecard because that would have been in.
Well, we got a carry here. We got a touch. We got a strong Twinkle Toes saying, "Nay, you shall not pass," in their very best Gandalf impression. And now we're just going to look at a little bit of a neutral game here. Nice carry coming in from Hazy. They're
oh my goodness!
They're going to get a goal.
It's off.
Don't find it. The 4th man saves it out. What?
So it comes from Hazy having the beautiful control to slow it down, but he didn't slow it down enough. Just a hair's breadth away from dropping it under the fender. It collects on the fender, and so it rings off of the post, and it rings like a dinner bell for Queens as they are back on the prowl. A pass midfield to Hazy. He controls it, so now the Huskies controlling their own destiny as they have the ball in their side and on the offensive third.
Nova Scotia proud right now of their Highlanders team. The Queen's University out of Nova Scotia, out of Halifax, beautiful town in its own right, and they are looking strong here in the final game of their NECC season. And man, they are going to go out with a bang. We got a minute and a half left, gone here from game number 4. The pressure is starting to mount. The touches are starting to get a little bit more crisp with the Huskies, but the Highlanders seem to have just that one moment where they can cut in and take the pressure down.
You got to be careful putting the ball in the mix when you have 2 Highlander players just waiting, sitting in the water, daring you to throw it in front of them. These orange cars starting to look like hornets as they buzz around the ring. We've got a freeze frame, we've got gray frames, but it doesn't matter. The Huskies still pushing forward, wanting to find something to happen. That's going to be a shot attempt. Stalled at midfield. Demos ring out into Utopia Coliseum, but nothing coming of it for now, as we almost crest the midway point in game number 4. The Highlanders still up 1 in the game and the series.
Yep, and I mean, we're looking at, well, that's a waterfall. That's a waterfall. That's a dangerous ball coming in, and you want to see them finish on the back of Simba Boom, getting themselves inserted back into the conversation. Looks for the dagger that is going to bury this in. The ball!
That's an own goal!
That's it! That's it!
Like for Mike, because I get credited with this one, it's the first touch that rolls it towards the net, but they can't find the clear. Lummel gets awkward, tries to get it out of the way of Twinkle Toes, but in the touch, he catches it on the nose of the Octane. It rolls in the net, not out. The Highlanders back up by 2 and are rolling. Match point, Twinkle Toes gonna sign off in it. Bar down and in. It's a 3-0 run.
I am so impressed. I mean, 1v2 in the kickoff, they get the win, and then the control. That is not an easy shot to control right off of the rip. And you know what? This time, the fourth man helping out these Highlanders, pushing the ball into the net instead of out.
3-0 is the run right now. It is the lead for the Highlanders, and they're trying to find their 3rd game win of the series to make this series there. Credit with a shot there on that side, but Hazy has a save. Hudev can't get to it, and it's just more pressure. It's more offense. It's more shots, more control here for the Highlanders of Queens.
Yep, we're sub 2 minutes now, Foof, and I mean, it's going to take a miracle for these Huskies to get themselves back in the series. These Nova Scotia Highlanders out of Queen's University in Halifax have really showed up here and shown their provincial pride, taking down the Ontarians. I mean, that's a little filthy from Hazy. Stop the congratulations speeches right now. They've got to finish this up.
You got to remember, St. Mary's in Halifax, Queen's University in Ontario, and it is scary when you have a top corner left open for such a small fraction of time, and it's pushed against you, Chef. The Huskies find their mark. They're going to find a second. Hudev has an open net. It's 2-3, and the Highlanders watching their lead blow away like a house of cards in the wind.
Oh, it's just like a storm on the Atlantic here for these Nova Scotia Halifax Highlanders. Sometimes those storms can be a mean one. And, well, the Huskies, they are not out of this yet. 2 goals in 10 seconds. They're looking for the equalizer. They're looking for the double touch. They're looking for the pressure on the back. The contact pushes it to the side, Foof. They dodge a bullet there. Not done yet. There's the equalizer from Hazy. Doesn't give up on the play. And that is the equalizer. 1:23 left on the clock.
Just a dirty angle that has the boost and the flip saved up. Simba Boom can't get there. And in a heart-breadth beat, 3-3, the Highlanders now look at their foe eye to eye for the first time since 5 minutes in this game.
Whew. Okay, well, everybody strap in. This is going to be a wild finish. However it goes down.
Oh, my God.
What a save from Lummel! How did they get there in that position? That was a dagger coming into the heart. And now the press play coming back the other way. The counterattack is strong. 1 minute left on the clock. Simbabu with no boost. He's going to have to give it up here on the side and find some resources to get themselves back into the situation. Triple commit is going to be Punisher. There it is. What? How does Twinkle Toes get back?
Lummel slowed it down too much. I needed a little bit more of an angle instead of the soft touch, but I understand the idea. How did you make that work on your own goal line? He can't get there, Hudev. Hazy wanting to control it here. Back pass. It is all now on the nose of the Puppeteer. He's had a ton of goals this game. He's been the flag runner. We've watched them pass the torch between all 3 players on the offensive side, but someone on Queens has to step up and be the true player, or else the Huskies gonna wrench this back and force a game 5. Match point hanging in the balance right now. Highlanders, Huskies tied 3.
10 seconds left to go on the clock. Nice little 50 there at the half or at the midfield point. They've got a little boost. They've got players behind them that rotate back. You would rotate back here to make sure there's no last second heroics.
Oh,
there's
that's
a shot.
there.
There's
It's
a ball.
in.
It's up. It's still going. They need to down this. They need to bury this ball in the back of the net or ground it now to stop the pressure. Oh my word. Take your chances in overtime, please. There we go. My heart cannot take much more. I'm old. I'm advanced in age, you 2 teams. You can't do this to me. The pressure's on. Golden goal either is going to give us a winner or we're going to the penultimate game.
Well, rolling over. Rule 0 still alive and well to keep it up until the end of the match fully. SMU gonna have a chance to not find the way there as that one bounced in and out. It looked like it was over. The Highlanders just need one touch, but that near post being a bit too strong. Lummel pass forward, looking to find the shot, the redirect there, but so is the defense. The Highlanders pressing this first half a minute mark, and the pace keeps turning up. When you think you hit 10, they go to 11. Hadev can't follow it up, and it's cleared back off of the backboard.
12 is the new 10 right now, and my heartbeat is about 180 beats per minute right now because I am completely invested in this. This is David versus Goliath. Dice rotation there defensively. They're playing it safe, and then they're taking their opportunities to push forward, just like right now. Simboom looking for somebody in the corner. They get 50 out, and now it's a race back to their own goal. Twinkle Toes once again with the beautiful touches coming through for this team. The little soft shot doesn't find it with the contact. There it is.
Well, it's just all set up again by getting this defense off its heels. Lummel playing it forward. Hadev ready to slow it down. And Hazy, the third man, that demo from Light kicking him out of the net, opens the door. And now the Huskies have their answer. It's 2-2. And man, oh man, we go to game 5. It's hanging in the balance. They want to just give us our money's worth here in the final week.
I mean, whew, I'm feeling it. I'm all under the vapors right now. And I tell you what, I mean, end-to-end action, great defensive stance, great offensive pressure. Do we see, every single opportunity capitalized upon? No. But
never.
The setups have been phenomenal from these two teams. They are going at it like a couple of siblings, fighting over the right to hold the controller. And, well,
Mom said it's my turn on the Xbox?
It's my turn. But I mean, the reverse sweep does start here, and we're going to have a winner after this game. There's no other way to play.
I hope so. If not,
somebody
I'd be really
has
confused.
To win.
I'd be really confused. But game 5, last game of the regular season. Both teams want to go out on a win. If our records are correct, to put it in perspective, a team without a single series victory, hunting for their first win of the season, versus a team that's 6-2, trying to make that way to 7-2. This is the third time we have seen this Highlanders team take it to game 5, but they have yet to win in game 5. And so, will they break the curse? Will it be the third time that's the charm? The Huskies trying to prove that one wrong.
I mean, I would say that I'm wearing red and white to show Canadian solidarity with the Highlanders, but they're both from Canada, so I can't do that.
Well, you're solidary with both of them. You're completely unbiased.
I'm completely unbiased, and I mean, I love a good story. I love a good story, and I love a good underdog, too. So, I mean, my money right now is on the experience of the Huskies, but we have been proven wrong in this series so far. I thought it was going to be a stomp. It was my prediction coming into this game, and the Highlanders have pleasantly made me eat my words. I am actually rooting for both of them. I don't want somebody to lose this series.
All we can hope is for more offensive fireworks, more defensive stalling in this just beautiful bulwarks we've seen built in front of the nets. It is all about the big moments, but the small touches and understanding. A lot of the times in Rocket League, it's not the man or the person with the ball, but it's who's off the ball ready to make that second play. It's where these teams have thrived, where you've seen Simboom, like for Mike, so strong, where you've seen Lummel come out of these crazy angles in the air to either find a back touch or get a clear to open up the door. These teams working in unison, trying to make it happen one final time here in the regular season.
I mean, we have gone now 1:45 without a goal. And this is the longest in this series that we have gone without a goal. Did I say that? Oh my God, the touch from Mike actually prevents the ball from going in the back of the net. Couldn't get the chassis out of the way. The frame stymieing their own teammate from getting the go-ahead goal. We're now under 3 minutes to go. Nice little pusher from Mike.
Oh
the shot
my God!
Can't get up. Yes!
Toxic from Hazy, seeing the what a save. I'm flashing the shirt to the camera that no one can see, but what a saving span from the teammates. That's how you know the mental's right, as that was a shot to the upper left corner, bounces off of the goalkeeper. 1-0 here for the Highlanders.
I mean, but it's the follow-up on the play, too. It's keeping on the ball. It's not giving up on the play and finding the joy at the end of it. That's got to be a real boon after losing in a heartbreaking game number 4. This series is not over yet. Nice little contact there at the halfway point. as we close in on the halfway point of game number 5. The defense is still holding super strong. Possession is at a premium for both these sides.
Oh,
That's
no.
a dangerous ball. They don't get the
Not
touch.
there. Oh!
Near post level. Beautiful finish.
Lummel doesn't even use the post, just sneaks it through, and it's enough to find the angle. And man, oh man, it's punch counter. Are we watching a Rocky movie right now? This is the 12th round. They're both trading haymakers.
Adrian! Oh, my word.
I wonder who's going to be calling for Adrian at the end, because it's a 1-1 tie. It's a tie in the series. It's a tie in the game. It's a tie in pressure right now as the Huskies have had it on this offensive side since the last goal. But the Highlanders, they've been at a point of attack multiple times in this game. It's a trade, a dance, almost back and forth, up and down, blue to orange.
It's gonna be resolved one way or another, and the resolution is what we're living for right now. It is neck and neck between these two teams. Nice little touch off the wall there coming from Hazy. Hazy looking for the goal. That's a great touch coming up from Simba Boom, getting the ball out of the danger zone. Oh my gosh, the double pitch there is nobody following, and now there's a head of steam moving forward.
Oh, I love the little fake there coming up from Rillaboom, but he can't get it to fall. Now Hazy gets the pitch. He's going to use his opponent to have the angle. We call that calculated as it goes in Hadev to set it up.
Overcommittal.
Oh my gosh.
From Twinkle Toes, and it leaves their goal completely wide open. 91 seconds left. Game number 5. The reverse sweep hangs in the balance for the Huskies. Highlanders looking to do the improbable, taking down a 6-2 team, getting their first win game of the season, and now it is a 2-goal. Hazy is done with their nonsense.
Hazy says nay, putting it near post, the soft touch, just a nice drop back down as the defender can only watch one high, one low. But now, 2-goal lead, as you said, for the Huskies.
They have come back from a 2-goal lead previously in this series, so it is not done and dusted as of yet. I think we need a goal in the next 20 seconds to give any kind of life support here to your Queen's University Highlanders. Man, I gotta see something from them. They were looking for it on the high ground there, looking to get that passing play through.
Well, unfortunately, it was not over. They did not have the high ground enough to be secured. Lummel can't get there. Hazy gets 50 beautifully. Now it's a 2v1 power play. They need some control, but Hadev cutting it out at its knees. That offense had just a moment to grow, then immediately cut back down. And so, a quarter of a minute taken off here in 45 seconds left. The Highlanders have 2 or 3 golden opportunities left on the offensive side and have to make them count. The bump's gonna do it! Simba Boom's credited with it, but it is all towards this man on the backboard. Look at Twinkle Toes!
Woo-hoo, the touch, and then the follow-up contact to deny the pushing out from the danger zone. 36 seconds separates us from the reverse sweep being realized by the Huskies. 36 seconds for the Highlanders to get themselves back into this game number 5 and put it through. There's a touch. There's a shot. The save comes through. My heart is on the edge of the chair. Good Lord. This is going to be a very exciting 20 seconds.
Well, it's now a mad dash, back and forth both ways. The Highlanders poised forward. They need one more. Their golden goal. They're one to find it. Hazy, backboard play, looking for a teammate. They're all pushed back. They're not playing offensively minded. Lummel going to be credited with this on the ball, 50 forward, and it's 4-3-2, a golden goal opportunity. Lummel pushes it away. It's going to fall down. The Huskies wrestling defeat away from what looked to be victory, and that is the way to do it. Holy cow, they made it happen. A reverse sweep.
And Lummel spamming calculated in the chat as everybody from Queen's University
little peppering there.
Little sprinkle of assault there. Oh man, what a series though. What a series. What a start to our night here. A reverse sweep in the most dramatic of fashion. My word, Foop, this is going to be a wonderful end to our season here on the B stream of Rocket League. Mm-hmm. Good Lord, I need a shower. I need a drink. I need something after that because I am absolutely spent.
I don't know about you, Chef, but I want more because that was gorgeous Rocket League. Yes, the wheels fell off a couple of times. Yes, the rotations were a bit gritty. Yeah, we saw double commits. Yeah, there was an own goal or two. Maybe there was a team bump. But the mechanical prowess we saw from all 6 players, the aggressive cuts on rotations, the way they were just... It was like watching a talented, smooth jazz musician on the offensive end making these things happen, wanting to come from different angles. Oh, I mean, it was just put perfectly by Twitch Cheddar. Holy W Series. That was the win of his series, Jeff.
Yep. W Series DW fans for watching us as well. But we're not done for the night. We have 2 more series coming up for you. Foof and I are going to be exiting the booth and letting in our next duo in. But do not go away. More impressive Rocket League coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, hello and welcome to Rocket League here on the NECC. I will be your host this evening, Captain Atsuka, joined on the desk by none other than Squillis. What's going on, Squillis?
Not much, man. We're coming off the heels of a reverse sweep, gone to Game 5 last series. We're coming off a hype match, hoping for some more Game 5s these next two series. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing absolutely swell and all as well, especially now that I get to be on the desk with you, because I cannot wait to get into these games and see some high-pace, intense Rocket League here on the NECC. But with that being said, I'm ready to take a look at our teams that will be playing tonight and get ready to go into our game number 1. So let's take a look at who we have for Southern Miss Esports. It's the Etchiro, a film major and a freshman. We have Insanity, 21, computer science, also a freshman, and JS What Up, a computer science major and a junior. And now let's take a look at the roster coming from our other squad. Squillis, what can you tell us about the team that Southern Miss Esports is going up against tonight?
Looks like we have got RoadSots _ the computer science sophomore. We've got Quanta, the physics and math freshman. We have RoseFam, the computer science junior. This is going to be a good matchup. I'm very excited for this one. How do you feel?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good. I would feel even better if UAH Yellow had like a logo, like a mascot, something I can look at, something I could put like somewhat of like a face to a name and to a mascot, something, but it's okay. Just remember UAH is in fact yellow. So for now on, their mascot is just the color yellow. But without further ado, I cannot wait to get this one started, especially heading into match number 1. So that way we can kind of get a feel for what to expect from these players and kind of how they fall into their roles. What about you, Schoolis?
I'm excited. I'm hoping to see a Game 5 or at least some close games, maybe some overtime, some high goals. I'm excited for this. I'm ready for this series.
Well, without further ado, let's get ready to get game number 1 underway. So that way we can begin to set the tone on how this series is going to shape out. Once again, we have Southern Miss going up against UAH Yellow. 5 minutes already ticking away.
We've got a Southern Miss kickoff here. It's on Yellow's side here. This is going to be an unfortunate start for Yellow, but they do a pretty good job getting it back to offense. A demo, though, that's going to slow them down. The second man is going to try to get past out to third here. Looks like there's going to be no dice.
Yeah, no dice, not just yet, but you can see this aggression coming from UAH. They don't need a mascot because they have all the sauce.
I mean, I spoke too soon. I said no dice, and they just threw them on the table anyway. Rhodey, what beautiful placement. Top right corner, off of a flick. Beautiful carry, beautiful dribble, beautiful shot. Good start to the game, not even 40 seconds in.
And that's how you want to start things off. You want to be quick, you want to be precise, and look at this. Going back-to-back, UAH Yellow now have themselves an early 2-goal cushion over Southern Miss.
You can't ask for a better start, honestly. 2 goals up in less than 40 seconds. It's going to be real hard to come back from that, not only like from a gameplay sense, but from a mentality sense. It's tough to go down 2 goals in 40 seconds.
Absolutely, but keep in mind, still plenty of time to try and answer back just as quickly as UAH were able to get those 2 goals on the board. Southern Miss can just as quickly try and rebuttal here. As you can see, the ball is within inside UAH territory. As this one does go up towards the middle, it finds Cheeks looking to follow this one up, but it gets batted away, going all the way downtown, but Strength able to recover in time.
This is already looking like a pretty good match now that we have maybe some nerves cleared. Maybe some teams were a little bit worried about this. It is, from what I understand, the final week of play for the NECC. So hopefully we get the nerves out of the way here and we'll have a better rest of the series. But it's looking like Southern Miss is done playing around and they're not going to let some open net easy goals go in anymore.
Well, let's find out if they're going to be able to answer back. Still plenty of time, 3:35 on the clock. As you can see, Strike now has an unfortunate whiff in front of the net. This one going right back down. The swish and the flick from Rhodey won't be enough to go as that one is blocked and cleared away. Over back towards the side, Road Sauce not going to be able to take control here as this ball is batted away and back to the other half.
And we have a 2-on-3 right here. The last teammate's not quite back yet, but they do a good job breaking through. And now it looks like just another goal right in. I don't really know what happened here. It looks like maybe 2 teammates went to corner instead of going back post. But it looks like Southern Miss is kind of having a rough start to this game 1 right now.
And you know what? I absolutely love the skin that Q is repping right now. That's like the old school Rogue skin. That was back when Kronovi and Wonder were the dynamic duo on the team for Rogue, and it was such a good time in Rocket League. Makes me a little nostalgic.
I personally started watching RLCS like 2 years ago, so I've missed out on all the deep scoop stuff. I only started playing really in 2018, but I know a lot of people that love that Rogue team a lot.
Yeah, you see, it's funny because I'm like the opposite. I'm an old head RLCS. I guess, I don't want to say an analyst, but you know what I mean. Regardless, Cheeks able to find the first goal here for Southern Miss.
It was a beautiful angle. I mean, beautiful plays, beautiful demo off that guy who was gonna probably inevitably get the clear there. A good demo on backline, on backboard there, just so his teammate can slide it near post, bottom corner. Beautiful shot.
None too soon either. We are right at the half at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. UAH still with that 2-goal cushion. And right now, Southern Miss having a difficult time getting out of their own half as UAH continue to apply the pressure.
This is looking like a pretty even series now that we have some, like I said, maybe some nerves, some jitters out of the way. These teams are both really back and forth so far this game. It hasn't really been too one-sided as far as possession. Been lots of big booming clears back and forth to each other.
Oh yeah, a lot of big old bangers going back and forth between these two, but meanwhile you can see Road Sauce can't keep control of this one as this will go off the backboard. Road Sauce again getting in the way back towards the midfield, and Q! Sad face off of that huge whiff, but now fighting back inside of Southern Miss territory.
An unfortunate miss there by Q. It looked like a pretty good shot opportunity, but it is going to be fine. Both of his teammates are back for this push right here. Ooh, missing the 50. There's the clear. All safe, maybe. Oh, a bump on back line is going to give Southern Miss their second goal, bringing this to a 1-point game.
Yep, and what seemed as though to be a UAH-sided match is now ever closer to being equal, as Southern Miss is now only down 1 goal. As you can see, Road Sauce once again trying to get that 2-goal cushion back for UAH, but it is no good. As now Cheeks is going to try and force the issue on the UAH side of things.
At the beginning of this game, we were looking pretty nervous for Southern Miss going 2 down in 40 seconds. But those 2 quick kickoff goals have been made back up now, and that 1 goal they scored from when it was maybe a miscommunication on rotation, whatever, that's back. That's their only goal they have now, basically, as we kind of just restart the game a little bit.
Yeah, and one thing from UAH Yellow that I'm really noticing right now is that their spacing and positioning seems just a little bit more organized than Southern Miss. Southern Miss, I feel like they are just throwing themselves at the ball, giving possession away most of the time, and then UAH just know how to space apart from one another in order to not get in each other's way, and Southern Miss really are running out of time in order to find the back of the net, so they're going to have to get organized and get organized quickly.
We are definitely seeing two pretty different play styles here. We're seeing a very attack-heavy chase Southern Miss, and we're seeing a very patient, more defensive and calculated even UAH Yellow here, and it's going to make for an interesting series if this play style keeps up.
Yeah, well, now with only 15 seconds left to go, Southern Miss running out of time. As you can see, Strength now going off the backboard. Does get this one to Cheeks with a huge banger downfield, but luckily Q was there for UAH. The follow-up shot is on, but it does not go in. And that ball is going to get cleared all the way back down to Southern Miss territory, but it is not over yet. 0 seconds remaining as that one will hit the dirt, and it will be UAH Yellow to take game number 1.
That's a good game 1. I think this is going to be a good series. I like we were just saying, there's a quick 2-up in the very early parts of this game, but then they came back. It ended as a 1-goal game, and right there at the end, there were 2 really good shot opportunities, both put on target, both cleared and saved very well. So I think if they keep up this more, UAH is going to play passive, kind of more calculated, slower, and Southern Miss is going to play faster and attack heavy. I think this is going to be a really interesting series.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? It was definitely closer than what we thought it was going to be. I mean, we opened up with 2 back-to-back goals, and then they score a third, and it seemed like things might have been out of reach. But then the rebuttal came from Southern Miss, and it came in full force. So I expect game number 2 to be even closer. I think we're going to see a huge resurgence coming from Southern Miss, and they have the right idea, the right play style. I like the attack, the go, and nothing wrong with getting a couple of demos in there as well. But with that being said, it needs to be refined. Instead of sitting 1 or or two at a time, keep that attack-heavy presence up, but just wait a split second longer for your teammate to get out of the way instead of trying to rush in there and getting in each other's way. So let's see if they can make those small adjustments as game number 2 is well and underway.
It's going to Southern Miss's side first. A good attack opportunity for UAH Yellow, but they, like we were just saying, are playing a little bit more passive. All 3 teammates are back now on goal line, ready to make this save against the Southern Miss aggression. I think both teams... Ooh, Cheeks with an early shot. This time kind of flipping the script a little bit. Southern Miss is going up 1 with 20 seconds only spent.
And look how well they are positioned on the field. Nobody was around Cheeks. Strength was by themselves in the corner, and they were able to cover more ground on the field, and that's why they were able to score early. They were able to get a lot more coverage on their opponent's half of the field, and they're able to find that early go-ahead goal. And now it's up to UAH to try and equalize.
I think UAH is definitely going to be able to equalize if they don't let any more goals go in. I hope that we see a close game this time, but it looks like it's going to go back to Southern Miss aggression here, and we might see a second goal soon.
Oh, absolutely. It just seems as though Southern Miss, like you had mentioned earlier, maybe a little bit less nervous now. They're playing with a lot more of a clearer head, and it seems as though they are finally coming into their own here, and I think they really got over their jitters that they may have had in Game 1.
I can definitely speak from experience from my own collegiate experience that the first game, it's always nervous, man, especially when you're down 2 like they were. Down 2 in 40 seconds, the first game on, it's rough. But they came back. It was a 1-goal game, and I think this game alone is proof that they've locked in and they're ready to go.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot less double commits coming from both sides, seeing a lot less mishaps, and a lot less whiffs as well. Most of the touches are intentional, and they are landing. As you can see, Southern Miss still have yet UAH Yellow find the back of their net.
It's definitely a much more even matchup. Both, like you said, yeah, both teams are definitely playing more solid around each other. They're not. I think a lot of that comes down from nerves. When it's your first game on, even no warm up, maybe just first game that you've been on for a stream, it's rough to avoid those double commits and those communication mishaps.
Yep, well, back to the action we go. 2 minutes now officially gone, and UAH have yet to find their first goal here in Game 2. As you can see, Cheeks now goes up high, can't get past 2 defenders as Q sends this one all the way downfield, looking for the back of the net, but can't find it. The save will come through from Southern Miss.
That is one of the best saves I've ever seen casting Rocket League. That was insane. He at first had the wrong read going for a 50, I think, and got, oh my, what a return too. Cheeks again with these nice play shots going top left bins. Calling it a day.
Absolutely. And a fantastic placement as well. That upper 90 shot was put in a way where no one could get the save, unfortunately, for UAH. And now Southern Miss gets to enjoy the comforts of a 2-goal cushion, and we are officially done with the first half of Game 2. Time beginning to tick away here for UAH Yellow.
And there we see a double commit from UAH Yellow and Southern Miss. It looks like both teams are still maybe feeling a little bit of nerves, especially UAH being down 2-0. It's never fun. But like we said earlier, this game is looking a lot more even than it did last time.
Absolutely, and now you can see once again Southern Miss trying to force the issue in the UAH half. Is finally Q will take control, tries to take it to the midfield, but is denied by Strength, who now goes up high into the corner, will be met by Rhodey. Back down towards the mid, and here comes Cheeks with a full tank of boost, able to 50 this one out. And right now, Southern Miss just doing a good job of taking time off the clock.
All these Southern Miss players have been really good so far at keeping their shadow defense up, which jumping from in front of the play and then staying with the play and then clearing it out to a corner like that right there. They're doing a really good job of keeping this ball away from UAH Yellow and really breaking up the plays before they can even happen.
And now UAH struggling to find their first goal, and they will. A 1-2 give and go. Coming out from the corner from Road Sauce, able to find Rhodey there in the mid, and finally UAH will show a sign of life here in Game 2.
This is a really good play by Rhodey. He got it past 2 defenders in the corner, which is never easy, and he gives it right to his buddy who pounds it in the net, and that, like you said, 1-goal lead. We might be seeing another UAH victory potentially.
It's definitely possible, but they're going to have to equalize first. Meanwhile, you can see Cheeks able to deny Road Sauce as they take this one back towards the mid. Met again by Rhodey. Strength with an unfortunate whiff there leads an opportunity as this one gets batted towards the midfield. Road Sauce again will take control, and now only 1 minute left to go for UAH to try and find an equalizer.
I think they can do it if they keep their rotations as tight as they are right now. It's been on the Southern Miss half, except for right now, for the last about 30 seconds. I think if they keep this pressure locked, they'll definitely see another goal before the end of the game.
So will they be able to find the equalizer, or will Southern Miss be able to tick the clock away and get themselves a victory here in Game 2? There's now only 30 seconds remain, and Strength is able to take this one out, only to be met in the midfield once again by UAH Yellow.
It's definitely a much more evenly paced matchup through this game, and there it is. We were talking about it. They kept the pressure up, and Q was able to kind of get an open net here from corner to even this game out and maybe take it to an overtime.
Absolutely. We are seeing a lot more presence at the midfield coming from UAH Yellow, and they are absolutely suffocating Southern Miss right now, but it is still a tie ball game. Huge opportunity in the midfield. They get the shot, but it gets deflected. And now, just over 10 seconds left until we find ourselves in overtime here in Game 2.
He misses the read on the save, and Jay What's Up is just going to put it in. An unfortunate play by UAH Yellow here. They had a bad kickoff and then a bad clear, not a ton of boost on back wall, and that is just unfortunately going to lead to a 3-2 game with 9 seconds left.
Yep, Southern Miss does not want any overtime against UAH. They want to end it in regulation, and with the final few seconds beginning to tick away, this could be their last chance, and it will be. Southern Miss will come away with the win in game number 2.
Like we were saying, it might have been some nerves. We see a much better game this time. 3-2, again, same score line, just flipped. It's a lovely thing when the Rocket League series goes like this. I hope that we do see a game 5 and some overtimes. I think we might. Both these teams are getting used to each other as teammates and as opponents. I mean, we saw a lot less double commits, a lot less misplays, a lot less miscommunications. It was just an all-around better game for everybody.
And you know what? This is going to be difficult to call from here on out, and I couldn't agree with you more that this does have the makings of a Game 5, and we really should have had it overtime right then and there, but unfortunately, we saw the side of UAH Yellow fall to just one error. Without a doubt, that shoulda, coulda, woulda been an overtime game, but regardless, Southern Miss were able to stay on their toes and take every opportunity that was allotted them and make the most of it, and now we are going to go into Game 3 with an even 1-1 scoreline.
I'm excited. How are you feeling about the rest of the series? Prediction right now, who do you think is taking it home?
Yeah, you know what? Captain is often capping, so I refuse to make any predictions as of this moment, just to avoid the danger that often comes with getting your predictions wrong. But with that being said, we are well and underway here in Game 3, and now a huge opportunity for either side to get a little momentum and take the lead in the series.
Rhodey right there with a convincing air dribble flip reset. I was really hoping that one was going to go in. That would have been a nice shot to start this game off. But it's going to go back to the Southern Miss. Ooh, a good cut by Rhodey again. He's looking a lot more dominant this game than he did last game.
Yeah, meanwhile, look at this big old shot coming from Cheeks, not able to go. As you can see, it does get deflected, and now Rhodey is going to take the touch here, back over in towards the mid. Cheeks with an opportunity. It gets 50'd up into the air, but it is carried away by Rhodey. Drops down into a dangerous spot, and somehow, some way, UAH is able to get the save and clear it away.
I mean, this is just amazing defense from UAH. We're not seeing any double commits. We're seeing some really good quality touches. We're seeing a lot of clears. They just, unfortunately, are putting it right back into the hands of Southern Miss, but they don't have a ton of choices of where to put the ball. This is a very, very good defensive play style that we were talking about earlier with the passiveness and the aggressiveness on which one will win, but this is a very, very, very good start to this match.
And it does feel that way, but I have to say that Southern Miss seems to have really picked up the pace here, and right now it seems like they are outpacing UAH, and unfortunately for UAH Yellow, it seems like they can't keep up.
This is looking like a very dominant Southern Miss game for sure. They have been on. The ball has been on the UAH side of the field for virtually the entire match. It hasn't really gone back at all. But, ooh, there it is. I was just about to say they haven't been scored on yet, but Cheeks was taking the words right out of my mouth. A really good beat by him. A good fake by his teammate, but a really good beat by Cheeks over Rhodey and off of... Who's that in the Dominus? I can't see the name.
Yeah, that's Road Sauce there. Yeah, again,
That's right.
Switching back to the Dami, I love whenever I get to see the Dami make an appearance. It is so good to see old metas shine through every now and again. But with that being said, you know, right now, UAH Yellow, again, just having a real difficulty getting out of their own half. Meanwhile, Southern Miss is applying a lot more of an offensive strategy. And don't get me wrong, I love the defensive side of things. I love the defensive play style, as it's something that I usually rely on. I'm a very defensive player, but you cannot use it 100% of the time. You have got to find a way to get on the other end of the field and start taking shots.
Like we almost just saw right there, what you're talking there is a problem with the super aggressive play style as well, as you sometimes don't have a guy back and booming clears can just go in. But Cheeks is going to get his second goal this game. He's going to put another one away, giving his team a 2-0 lead, maybe taking this to game point next match.
It definitely could be, with this 2-goal cushion now for Southern Miss and only 2:44 remaining for UAH to try and equalize yet again.
They were able to pull it off last match. Let's see if they have the same effect this match, but this is looking like a very Southern Miss-sided game, as they have a 3-0 cushion now, the biggest lead we've seen so far in the series.
Yeah, and right now it just seems like Southern Miss are perfectly synergized. Being able to find one another, they're spacing a lot better, they're not getting in each other's way, and they're executing flawlessly. Not to mention, we're seeing very fewer double commits and whiffs. It seems like every single touch is 100% calculated and intentional, as that one was nearly another calculated pass play coming from Southern Miss.
We're seeing a very good Southern Miss right now. Southern Miss, we haven't seen the first two games. They are playing very aggressively, but at the same time, they're keeping their rotation tight. They're keeping their team play good, and oh, so close there. Another really good attempt by Southern Miss. We haven't really said a whole lot of UAH names yet this game. They just haven't had the ball on the Southern Miss side of the field for very long.
And now we are down to the 2-minute warning. Southern Miss definitely leading the way here. UAH Yellow still have plenty of time to answer back and try to equalize. Getting 3 goals in a short 2 minutes is definitely feasible here in Rocket League. Let's see if they can get the job done.
Hopefully, ooh, that one's going to go wide. Oh, but his teammate is there, and unfortunately going to bounce off the lip of the goal. And it's going to be strength ball, maybe an open net here. A good save by Rhodey again. I have been saying Rhodey's name a lot. I'm interested to see some point breakdown after this match, potentially, of how many saves Rhodey has just this game alone.
Well, take a look at that. It's going to be Q to get the first goal to go in the favor of UAH, coming off of the pass from Rhodey. You see, once again, they're getting involved on the play, and now UAH Yellow are back in this game.
They have enough time to do it. 90 seconds is more than enough time to score 2 or even 3 goals to put this away and not even take it to OT. But can we see UAH do it is the question.
Well, let's see if the question will be answered, but the onslaught from Southern Miss has yet to stop. They continue to apply the pressure, but now an opportunity for UAH will find the back of the net, and now they are only down 1 goal from Southern Miss.
A really good wave dash there by Q. I don't know if you saw. He got a really good touch on that ball to start his dribble. Got it right in front of the defender, and there's nothing you can do about that. And that's just going to be Q's second goal now, and I believe less than 30 seconds. To try to get his team tied up and back into this game.
Well, UAH Yellow now have less than a minute to find just 1 more goal, and that could be it, but no. It's going to get cleared and deflected at the midfield. The follow-up touch from Cheeks is unguarded and will find the back of the net. Southern Miss, once again, find their 2-goal cushion.
Like I was saying earlier, these teams that play super aggressive, and UAH hasn't, but they were just playing an aggressive rotation right there. Had all 3 people up past that last line of boost pads. There was no way they were getting back if they had a clear. Southern Miss got the clear, and it was just a wide open net. It's unfortunate to see, and we see another one here, a 3-goal lead, 37 seconds left. This is looking like Southern Miss is going to take it to game point after this.
Yeah, and this is showing why shot placement is so important, because notice that it wasn't like a laser beam into the back of the net. It was just a nice solid jump shot from about the midfield line, and they put it on target, and they forced a double commit. It doesn't have to be an absolute banger into the back of the net to go in. You just have to put shots on target, force double commits, and find open net opportunities for your teammates. And you know, it's often said in Rocket League that the majority of passes come off of save attempts from the defense. So again, just a great amount of offensive pressure coming from Southern Miss.
This is definitely the best Southern Miss we've seen so far. I said it earlier, but I'll say it again. These guys are playing flawlessly. This is beautiful rotations, beautiful plays, beautiful passes. This whole team is very, very much so linked together, and I think we might even see a Southern Miss 3-1 series here potentially if UAH can't can't pull it together and bring this to a grand final game 5.
Well, let's see. You got to keep in mind right now is that UAH did manage to take game number 1, so the potential is there for them to answer back in game 4. But with that being said as well, we are officially on match point for Southern Miss. One more game goes to their favor, and they will take the series.
This has been a really good one so far. It's a good one to start out. I think that that was for sure the best Southern Miss we've seen play so far. They were just all linked together. They were all using the same brain cell. They had everything lined up. They were all ready to go. I hope that UAH can find their link and they can get together as well as Southern Miss have, and we see a game 5. I really hope we do.
Oh, absolutely. Well, let's find out if we are going to see that game 5. But the thing about it is that we see Southern Miss have a lot of momentum and a really high amount of morale on their side. They've been playing fantastic. They're coming off of 2 back-to-back wins, and now it is up to UAH to try and overcome that amount of momentum as we get ready to head into game 4. 5 minutes on the clock. Game 4 now officially underway.
It's going to go on Southern Miss favor already like it did last game. We might not see... Oh, we got a quick answer back from Q, though. It's going to be blocked by Strength, but this is looking again like it might be already a Southern Miss side game a little bit from the beginning.
Well, right now, UAH definitely have a good amount of pressure into Southern Miss territory, but unfortunately, the shot placement isn't there. It just seems to be going a little wide, and finally, Q able to rectify the shot and put it on target, and for the first time in what feels like a long time, UAH have the lead.
And it's again, just like the first game, they scored... We might see the first game again. They score a really, really quick... Within 40 seconds again, another goal. Let's see if they get the second one and really actually do create the first game again and we get 2 goals in the first 40 seconds. I don't know if we'll be so lucky, but it looks like UAH is showing up to play and they're not ready to end this series yet.
Well, not just yet, but the follow-up shot from Strength is good, and what seemed to be an early 1-goal lead for UAH is now rectified, and we have ourselves a tie ball game.
This is going to be interesting. We're pretty much starting a 0-0 kickoff now. We've only killed 37 seconds of the clock, but this is definitely a bit of a morale moment as far as both teams go. UAH starting with close to 2 goals there. Southern Miss played a very dominant game last game, and they aren't playing that this game so far. But will that affect Southern Miss's mentality? Will we see them start to crumble and fall apart, maybe some double commit, something like that come out of their team because they're not playing as aggressive this game?
Meanwhile, you can see UAH once again trying to get out of their own half. Southern Miss applying the pressure in the clear. Finally does go back to the midfield, met by Cheeks. Now back into the corner, looks to get the swish and the flick to commit, and the ball will be going the other way.
That's an unfortunate double commit. I don't know if there's really a whole ton they could have done there. Almost an own goal there off the clear of Cheeks. But it's going to be Q's ball again. He's been doing really well for his team. Hopefully he can put another one in right here off Road Sauce. Maybe Rody looking for it. Unfortunate. It's going to go bounce way high up on the Southern Miss side.
Yep, and this was a fantastic goal coming from Rody there to find the back of the net. And now you can see it will be a 2-1 lead here for UAH Yellow, as now they will enjoy this 1-goal lead. But how long can they hold it? Still over 3 minutes left to go. And Southern Miss, for the first time, is on their back foot, trying to equalize against UAH. The follow-up shot does go off the crossbar, but it does not go in.
This is definitely looking like a more UAH-sided game. Like we said last game, Southern Miss was playing really aggressive. They were not letting the ball get off the UAH side of the field, but this is looking like a pretty cut and dry exact opposite of that. This is looking a very UAH-sided game so far.
And they're doing a pretty good job right over halftime here, just about at 2 minutes and 30, and Southern Miss still trying to find the equalizer here and still have an entire half of game left to go here in regulation. Still plenty of time to try and even things out here in game number 4.
I hope that we can see UAH pull this one out, keep their lead, and go to a Game 5, maybe even a Game 5 overtime. As a caster, it's always exciting to see the hypest possible conclusion to every series. But I understand that Southern Miss is probably trying to put 2 on the board here and not even have to worry about an overtime and just end the series right now.
Yeah, we haven't had an overtime just yet, and that's one thing that we are missing from this series. So this very well could be our first overtime of the series, but meanwhile, UAH Yellow is denying every opportunity from Southern Miss until finally they can deny no longer. Southern Miss able to tie things up at 2-2.
Very, very good play. Cheeks is just ready for every ball. That's the thing about this Southern Miss team is they're playing so well around each other. Even in this game, it was more so last game, or more so dominantly last game. But they're just always in the right spot to get that shot.
Yeah, speaking of being in the right spot, how about on this cheat up coming from UAH, a beautiful 50-50, going right on target, and Rody there on the cheat up in order to put that one in, and UAH will once again get their lead back over Southern Miss.
And I don't know what happened there to Cheeks. We see him flip out of the way, going the wrong direction. He must have been a misclick or something like that. But now Southern Miss is swinging from low again, trying to get that second goal to tie the game up.
Yep, and back to the midfield we go. As you can see, Q able to put this one up over towards Cheeks, who does get it past at least one defender, and now Road Sauce takes control as this ball does get cleared out back to the side. Big demo, and the follow-up touch will be denied by the crossbar.
Crossbar is the best defender in Rocket League. It's widely known. The crossbar will never let anything go in that it doesn't want to let go in. And no matter how many times you hit it, that ball will never go in. Crossbar will always be the best defender in Rocket League.
Oh, absolutely. It can either be your best friend or worst enemy. Is now Strength and Cheeks try to find this equalizer here. Cheeks with a nice flick up over the net. It does get denied. And now Jay's what's up. Unfortunately, can't get that one to go as Strength tries to take control, but will be denied by Q. And now an opportunity here for Southern Miss. Doesn't find the back of the net, and instead they have to recover all the way back on defense.
It looks like we might, there it is, I was going to say, we might even see another UAH goal here, but Rody is going to take the words again out of my mouth before I can even say them. Rody's been alive these last two games. Rody was doing a lot for his team last game. He's doing a lot for his team this game. I think that, I think we might see Game 5 here. I don't know if Southern Miss can get the 2 and 40 that they need.
Yeah, this definitely looks like it's going to be a Game 5. I mean, they have just over 30 seconds in order to find 2 goals, and I don't know if they're going to be able to get that job done. As you can see, UAH Yellow denying every single shot coming from Southern Miss and are allowing nothing to go in. Now, just over 20 seconds remaining for Southern Miss to try and make a miracle happen.
They can make it happen. They scored a lot in very short time last game. It can definitely happen. We've seen both of these teams have kind of lit up in short time. Like even that first game, we saw 2 goals in 40 seconds. It's definitely doable, but with less than 10 seconds, it's very unlikely. And this looks like it's going to be going to a Game 5 situation.
Yep, that it does. 0 seconds now on the clock here, and it will be UAH Yellow to come away with game number 4, and we will have Game 5.
I called it at the beginning. I said, let's see a Game 5. We're going to see a Game 5. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a really good Game 5. Both teams are going to be probably at about the same mental, honestly. Going up 2-1 in the series and then going 2-2 in the series isn't going to, like, destroy your mental in any crazy capacity. So I think we're going to see a really even matchup. It's not going to be heavily one-sided. But we might see that Southern Miss we saw Game 3 come out again, and they might lock together, and they might put this Game 5 away pretty quick.
It's really anybody's ball game at this point. We have seen a back and forth, a real tug of war from start to finish, and what seemed to be a UAH-sided series ended up going the other way to Southern Miss. And then when their backs were up against the wall, UAH managed to hold on in the series after dropping 2 back-to-back games to answer back in game number 4. And now it all comes down to Game 5. This can honestly go either way.
I'm excited. I hope we see a good Game 5. I'm even crossing my fingers for an overtime, but here we go, getting started.
Well, here we go, well and underway here into Game 5. And a lot more cautious play being made here. You can see the pace of play has really slowed down, and we're not seeing an abundance of that aggression just yet.
Again, I'm like I said, we might see that Southern Miss wake up again. We might not, but this is looking like a more UAH-sided game in the first 30 seconds. It might go a little bit like last game did, and they might be a close game for a while, and then UAH might break away again.
Well, here you go. The first shot that is on target does get denied by Southern Miss. As now this one does go right back into the corner. Cheeks able to find the answer. Doesn't have a lot of boost to work with, though. His strength is able to get the touch to put this one out towards the side, but Q is there to pick up the answer, putting this one back into the corner. And now Cheeks again will take possession, but Southern Miss struggling to really get out of their own half.
This is going to be an interesting game for sure. No one scored yet, which is I don't want to say for sure this is the longest we've seen the game go without a goal being scored, at least the first goal, I mean. But this is looking a lot more even. We might even see a little one-goal match here, maybe a 1-1 overtime. I'm still crossing my fingers for it.
It is definitely possible, but you can see now, I think this is the longest we have gone without a goal being scored. 1:30 already off the clock. And still, 2 big old buttery bagels on the board as UAH Yellow now try to find their first goal here in Game 5.
Like we said, we wanted to see a good Game 5. We are getting a good Game 5. Ooh, speaking of crossbar down, double tap from Q. What a beautiful shot to get his team on the board.
Oh, absolutely phenomenal. That's the way you want to start things off, and that's actually one of the few solo goals that we have seen. A lot of these goals have come off the pass plays, but Q was able to use some aerial acrobatics to take that one themselves, and now they give UAH Yellow the first goal of Game 5.
This is looking like a very, very good match so far. Southern Miss is answering back quick. They don't get the goal, but they're definitely putting some pressure on the net there. We're hopefully going to see Southern Miss link up like they did Game 3, take this to an overtime, and take this to the Game 5 grand final overtime that everyone's dying for right now.
And now you can see another minute has gone by here. UAH Yellow still holding on to their 1-goal lead. And unfortunately, you will see at least one player from Southern Miss getting bumped in the mid, leading to a follow-up shot that will be denied. And now Southern Miss are going to try and take a turn on the offensive.
This is definitely, I will say, the best game we've seen so far from both teams. This is the closest we've seen. Both teams, at this point now, I'd say it's about even possession. Both teams are hitting the ball. Both teams are playing really well. This is definitely a very good match to end on.
And it does seem that way, as meanwhile you do see Southern Miss being able to take control here with a nice swish and flick back towards the mid. Will be denied. Out into the corner it goes. This one goes up high. Cheeks with the follow-up touch, but can't get it to go.
With 2 minutes left on this game, it's looking like it might go UAH side.
It does seem that way. Time continuing to tick away here for Southern Miss. As you can see now, we're going back and towards the corner. And Southern Miss still trying to find their first goal of Game 5. Still, after we have seen a solid 3 minutes pass here, 3 minutes and 45, well, 3 minutes and 25, we have gotten to see only 1 goal. Now, finally, it could be 2, as it will be Rhodey to find the second goal of the game here for UAH.
And, I mean, what a save here from Strength. A valiant effort. Off post is hard, but Rhodey just is there. Rhodey has played the game to its absolute fullest this series. He's been doing everything he possibly can to get his team to the top, and that was just a beautiful, beautiful manifestation of that.
And with only 1:30 left to go, Southern Miss now are going to have to operate from a 2-goal deficit, and time is definitely not on their side. They're going to have to start striking and getting their shot count up, and they're going to have to start now.
This is looking like it might go UAH for grand finals. There's definitely still time. That Southern Miss that we saw Game 3 could come back alive here and very easily tie this game up. But a beautiful clear from UAH is not going to make that easy for them.
And now you can see back to the midfield we go. Cheeks is able to get the touch. Back over to the side. Doesn't have any boost to follow it up. And now Jay's what up is able to get a 50 out towards the backboard. Nothing doing there. And Cheeks gets bumped out of the way. And UAH Yellow just taking control at the midfield line.
This is a beautiful, beautiful UAH. We're seeing a very, like we saw in Game 3, a very dominant Southern Miss game, or a very solid very solid Southern Miss team. We're seeing a very solid UAH Yellow team here in Game 5. Ooh, so close. Not quite answering back. It's still going to be a UAH up by 2. Oh, beautiful save. They just can't get one on the board.
Yeah, and finally, Cheeks able to find the back of the net for the first time here for Southern Miss. After dozens of attempts on target, finally, Southern Miss get on the board with only a few seconds remaining here in Game 5.
It's definitely possible. I've seen bigger comebacks from less time. It is the classic of Rocket League to lose a game in 20 seconds when you're down or when you're up 3. Hopefully Southern Miss can bring this to a tie and bring us to a Game 5 overtime. But we are seeing a very, very dominant UAH game so far.
Yeah, that we are. Only a few seconds remaining here, and that is just going to about do it. That will be the nail in the coffin. UAH Yellow find their 3rd goal of game number 5 and submit their victory in this series.
Beautiful play. Beautiful play by UAH. Good rotations. Q off the corner to his buddy Rhodey, putting it away for the grand final here. I don't really know if it's going to be possible for Southern Miss to score it twice in 3 seconds. It would have been beautiful, but that is going to sign this series off in the UAH Yellow favor.
Oh, absolutely. It was a fantastic game from start to finish, and when it seemed as though it was going to be Southern Miss to take this one in game number 4, UAH were able to answer back and win 2 back-to-back games, answering back to the 2 games that they had lost against Southern Miss. A true display of fortitude and mental prowess, and not falling, of course, to the stamina and the endurance testing game that is Rocket League. But with that being said, that's going to wrap things up for this series, and when we come back, we will be back with more Rocket League action for you right here on the NECC. Well, hello, and welcome back to Rocket League right here on the NECC. We did have a match for you going on between Mizzou Gold and NAU Gold, but unfortunately, they had already played that game like a week ago. So now we have another game on the docket, and it's going to be just as good. It's going to be great. And you know what? Squirreless, I can't wait. I can't wait to get in this one. We have these two star-studded lineups. We're going to have NMSU. I assume that's Aggies or Aggies, however you want to pronounce that. And we also have the side of UT Dallas's JV squad.
It's going to be a good match. Hopefully we can see another Game 5, 3-for-3 tonight. Hopefully we get some really good games coming from both these teams.
Well, guess what? They've already played their first game, and as of right now, we could see that it is actually NMSU who are up 1-0 in the scoreline, and that first game ended 2-1 in the favor of NMSU. So will this lineup here, coming from UT Dallas JV, have what it takes to answer back?
Here we go. Kickoff for Game 2, starting right here. It looks like it's going to be another good match. We don't have a scoreline for the first game, but we can already assume that it was going to be a good match based on how long the ball was.
It was 2-1. I just said it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I said it was a 2-1 in favor of NMSU. You never listen to me.
I'm just a bad caster, dude. This is unfortunate.
No, you're great, man. You know who else is great? Bo. Bo is great, being able to find the first goal of Game 2 in the favor of NMSU.
He's looking to get that second game. He's looking to maybe take this to a sweep. He is ready to clock out for the night and go home.
Well, you can see the ball is going to be going up high, and it will be GPZ trying to get the follow-up touch, but they don't really get the read on it, as now you can see Tobbleman is going to be taking this one back the other way, only to be met by Bo again. Nice touch off the wall, tries to find it out into the corner, but will be met by Polar, who also gets 50'd out towards the mid, and now the pressure is on for UT Dallas.
This is looking very like we saw last game. We saw very like dominant games. All the games seemed, except for the last one and the second one, those games were pretty one-sided. It looks again like we might see a very one-sided NMSU game here. That's a bit of a mouthful there. But the Aggies are looking like they're trying to close this one out for a Game 2 for their team.
Yeah, that they are. Meanwhile, you can see it will be UT Dallas to try and take control, but they're having difficulty getting past the midfield line. Bo looks to find their second goal of the game, and they will. NMSU now go up 2.
Bo, I mean, just cutting up all defenders, all 3 of them in one play. He is not playing around. He is ready to call it here. He has already put up 2 in a minute 20. He is not playing around.
Well, now is not the time to play around either, especially when you're trying to take a 3-0 series win, especially over UT Dallas. That is not an easy feat, but right now NMSU have put themselves up in a position to try and make that happen here tonight, as once again you can see Bo will be able to get past their defenders looking for another open net opportunity, and they find the back of the net. Now 3-0 in favor of NMSU.
I mean, this is just Bo's game, it looks like. I mean, 3 goals in just 2 minutes almost, less than that, I believe. I mean, this is, it's an incredible start to the game for Bo. Bo is kind of the one-man team right now, a little bit by himself. He's winning kickoff, he's winning goals. I mean, he's doing it all right now.
Meanwhile, you can see Polar now with an opportunity, puts a shot on, gets the follow-up touch, and it will go in. UT Dallas will find their first goal of game number 2.
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate touch from Sad Lad right there. GPZ almost gets it out. He really puts his back into it. Unfortunately, he's not going to get the pinch-off goal post, and it is going to be a 3-1 game with 3 minutes left.
It's very interesting to see that this is such a high-scoring game. Not even 2 minutes gone, and we have 4 goals on the board. And I'm wondering if this is going to be the pace of play for the entire series.
We can only hope so. I personally, I love a good high-scoring match. I love all the hype, all the passing plays. I love seeing it all. I hope that we can keep this steam going for the rest of the series. And hopefully, again, I love them. I want to see every Game 5 I possibly can.
Well, let's see if we can get that with just over a half of regulation left to go here in Game 2. As Bo does look to go backwards now, finds the flip reset, can't get the second touch, but will get the bump. And it seems UT Dallas will let just another goal slide right on by, as NMSU and Sad Lad are able to get their 4th goal here in Game 2.
That was an incredibly impressive setup from Bo there. Keeping the ball on the back of his car while driving backwards to then go into a ground-to-air dribble to then pass, or not really pass. He got it on goal line. Then an unfortunate clear is going to put it in Sad Lad's hands, and he's just going to put it in net. But a very, very well-played ball by Bo to keep his team on the aggressive side there.
And now you can see Bo again getting in the thick of things. Doesn't have a lot of boost to follow it up as Obi-Wan Jacoby now looking to find the back of the net. A beautiful pass in the mid. Unfortunately, it will ring off the sidebar. And that shot will go down and by the wayside. As you can see, UT Dallas struggling again to really take control here. Their boost looking dreadfully low as this ball finds its way back towards the midfield, and it will be answered by GPZ. Sad Lad with the follow-up, but will be denied.
GPZ getting a good 50 here. Sad Lad's still in rotation. He's going to be beat there. Bo has a catch and potentially a solo play. He's going back, though. That's a smart move by Bo. A good clear. This is going to look like it might flip back to NMSU Aggies' possession here.
And you see, this is what I love the most about it, is that you're seeing a lot of these attempts being made from both sides. You know, this is a great shooting gallery. UT Dallas, they're getting their shot count up and looking to get this one to go, but it goes down by the wayside. And MNSU still continuing to get their shot count up as well. Meanwhile, every single shot is just literally 10 more seconds taken off the clock, and now only 60 seconds remain for UT Dallas to try and find 3 goals to equalize.
It's going to be tough. I mean, we've seen, even earlier today, we've seen 2 goals scored in 40, so it's definitely possible doing the math there. But it is going to be hard against this against this Aggies team. It's definitely going to be tough for UT Dallas to try to pull this one out.
Oh, absolutely. Now you can see Sad Lad is able to pass that one out from the corner, but Obi-Wan Jacoby hits it back to Bo into the mid. It's cleared out, only to be answered by GPZ. Goes up high into the corner. As GPC will leave it for Sad Lad. Goes up, tries to get the touch, and only 20 seconds remaining as that shot does go wide. And UT Dallas still struggling to get out of their side.
I'm liking what I'm seeing from UT Dallas in this game, though. As far as getting pelted like they are from the Aggies, they are doing a very good job of keeping at least one man back poster in net to watch the potential shot on target. I'm liking their rotations. I definitely think this game 3 could go to anybody. We have seen reverse sweeps tonight. In that very first series that we had on the stream, we had a reverse sweep. It's definitely possible, but it's going to be tough for UT Dallas to overcome the mental and the physical wall of Bo.
Yeah, I'm honestly a Bo fan right now, not because of how they're playing phenomenally, but because they have the ghost face profile pic on their Steam account. And I absolutely love that. Like, that is a gnarly, and you know what? It goes perfectly well with Bo. They're just like the hidden weapon that you don't see them coming until it's too late. So, like, Ghostface, I think, kind of fits their character a little bit here and how they're playing currently against UT Dallas JV squad. And, you know, it could very well go all the way to a 3-0 sweep as we see NMSU currently up 2-0 and on match point after 2 games.
I mean, Bo looked strong. He looked very good that game, putting up 3 for his team alone in a 4-1 score line. Putting up 3 by yourself is no small feat. I mean, he was making it look easy, too. I mean, he cut up all 3 defenders in a solo play. He was bouncing it off the wall to himself. He's just looking solid. I think that UT Dallas can come alive. We can definitely see a reverse sweep. Definitely possible. Both these teams are obviously very good. Like I was saying, UT Dallas was keeping it very tight-knit, locked on their defense. But it's definitely going to be tough for UT Dallas to try to outweigh Bo's scoreline for sure.
Yeah, and we know UT Dallas has a great support system behind them. You know, the esports, the esports club over there at UT Dallas is pretty supportive, to say the least. I mean, their varsity team for UT Dallas is one of the standout teams in Collegiate Rocket League. They have surprised everyone this season, as a matter of fact, with how far they managed to go. And it really just goes to show of how successful the esports program is at UT Dallas. So, you know, they definitely have the potential to make a comeback here over in MSU. And it looks as though they're going to try and start things off early here in game number 3.
I'm seeing... again, this is looking like a lot of. I spoke about this on the second game or second series. Sorry, this is looking like a very, very aggressive UT Dallas in a bad way, in the sense that there are 3 people up past mid right now, and any clear from any Aggie player is going to really put them backpedaling, trying to get uncomfortable clears and some maybe bad touches. So hopefully UT Dallas will play to their comfort and not try. Ooh, GPZ with a snipe! What a beautiful placement.
And you see, this is something that's really interesting right now coming from NMSU, is that they are not overly aggressive, but they are very speedy. When they choose to do something, they are quick to the ball, they are quick to the action, and they waste no time. NMSU now will use that speed to outpace UT Dallas and get an early 1-0 lead.
The Aggies look good. They are playing really solid as a team. I mean, like you're saying, they're linked up. They're attacking fast. They're getting back faster. This is looking really solid. I think this might go in the Aggies' favor. UT Dallas definitely can pull it back. I mean, like you said, that the esports community over there is huge. And this could be the team that their A team plays against even. That's not rare for schools to have their own teams, blanking on the word, have their own team scrim. But it's looking like a very Aggie-sided game so far.
Yep, so far so good for NMSU, but that 1-goal lead, very fickle. You can hold on to it for now, but it might not last forever. As you can see, Tobbleman is able to get the pass out to the mid. It goes up high. Do they get the shot back down? Yes, Obi-Wan Jacoby does, and it will be a 1-1 tie game.
It has nothing to do with their play style or anything, but I will say, having watched all 3 series tonight, these guys have got to have the best 6 names that we've seen so far.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, these are some beautiful names.
If they win anything, it is definitely the best names, 100%. Like, I'm obsessed right now with Obi-Wan Jacoby. Obi-Wan Jacoby is my homie from now on.
He is, for sure, the name GOAT of the night. He wins the best name of the night award. Absolutely.
Well, congratulations to Obi-Wan Jacoby for winning the best name of the night as we continue on here. And we have ourselves a tie ball game. UT Dallas on the attack. Still continuing to apply the pressure until finally you can see the ball does find its way back into Dallas territory. And Sad Lad will be a very happy camper after that ball finds the back of the net.
This is just unfortunate from Tobelman right there. It's just an unfortunate whiff. It puts Polar in a really bad spot there to try to get that save from corner. And that is just going to be a 2-1 game for the Aggies with just under 3 minutes left.
UT Dallas did manage to equalize once. Let's see if they can do it again. But again, another unfortunate whiff. And another 3 whiffs back-to-back. Literal whiff city right now in UT Dallas, as it will be yet another goal for NMSU.
I mean, Sad Lad jumped. We call those a fake. Where I come from, I don't call those whiffs. I call every time I miss the ball a fake, honestly. But it's unfortunate when the fake does end up being a double commit fake when your teammate has also just missed a 50 or something. And Sadlad's just going to put another one on board. He's tired of Bo having all the spotlight. He wants a little bit of shine himself.
Oh, yeah, and they're definitely shining bright here in Game 3. And you know what? Even back in my days, long ago, before faking was added to the quick chat, we called them tactical whiffs, is what we called them. They were whiffs, but they were tactical, very calculated.
Yeah, I think faking has a bit of a nicer ring to it. It can definitely fit in the quick chat bar a little easier.
Yeah, it's only 2 syllables, too.
Exactly, yeah. You can spam that one anywhere, all the time. It's beautiful. By far my most used quick chat.
Oh,
Ooh,
no. Look at NMSU trying to nearly finding the back of the net yet again with this 3-goal lead. Time continuing to tick away, almost at the 2-minute warning. Sadlad tries to find the hat trick, but they are just off the mark.
Sadlad with 13 boost off wall. If anyone can do it, it's him. He is going to put that ball a little high. And a good clear by Tobelman there. It's going to put it back on the Aggies' side. Bo's going to miss this touch on wall. It's not looking great for the Aggies in the position they're in right now. Bo's doing a good job of recovering that, though.
Yeah, you got to watch out for Obi-Wan Jacoby. You can't leave them in the corner, or eventually they'll find their way out and find a way to get the ball into the back of the net. Meanwhile, Bo will be taking control, looks for the pass, but can't get the touch on the ball. And the midfield presence coming from GPZ will keep this one inside of UT Dallas territory until finally Tobelman gets a breakaway play, and it will find the back of the net. Now UT Dallas are within striking distance of equalizing.
We're just under 90 seconds left. A really good shot by Tobelman. It's going to be close. This game's definitely going to be close. We're at a 2-goal margin now. Just under 90 seconds left. It's going to be a really close game. I'm excited for it.
Well, here we go. Sadlad now will take control off of the kickoff. Goes up against the wall here. Bo tries to find the read, but only puts it out towards the corner. And now Polar is able to get the touch, sends this one all the way back into MSU territory. Bo, again, taking control. Has a little boost to work with here. Again, is able to air dribble that one out back towards the midfield, but is met once again by Tobelman.
Tobelman is definitely lurking a lot on this upfield. He's not really having any boost sitting in their opponent's corner, which isn't always the best idea, but Tobelman has proved that he is far worth that, and he can set up a little bit and play this game. He's going to get past Sadlad. Oh, unfortunately, Polar is not going to be able to put that on target, and this is going to go back into the Aggies' possession, I believe.
And now you can see the ball finding its way back to the other side of the pitch, as that 50-50 will put this one down. Sadlad looking to put it in, but no, it gets denied by Polar, who only has 30 more seconds to flying 2. It is definitely possible, but I don't know if it's probable.
We'll have to see. The Aggies look really solid both on offense and defense. Sadlad, he's been lighting up this game. We have not said Bo's name a lot, but we have been saying his. This is looking like it might be ending right here, right now in this Game 3. We're going to see a sweep from the Aggies.
That's what it looks like, and now with that little kiss off the crossbar, I think that has just eaten enough time off the clock to put this one to bed. NMSU will walk away with the victory in the series, 3-0 over UT Dallas JV.
We saw some good games there. I mean, it always feels bad to get swept, for sure. But we definitely saw an alive UT Dallas. They looked really solid on defense. The best team on defense we've seen so far, especially against the offense that the Aggies were putting up right there. That was a tough opponent to stare down there on defense. They did a really solid job of keeping that scoreline below 5 goals. No game went past 5 goals. And I don't think a lot of teams that we've seen tonight could have done that against the Aggies. It was a very well-played series. It is going to end in a sweep. That's all I got to say about that one.
Yeah, we managed to get the best of both worlds. You know, our first series go all the way to Game 5. It was literally tit for tat, neck and neck, all the way through, having to end in that Game 5 of regulation. No OTs. And then our second series of the night ended up going in a 3-0 sweep in the favor of NMSU. And, you know, that is what we love to see. You never know what type of games you're going to get when it comes to Rocket League, and especially in the collegiate scene here at the NECC. But Squillis, before we give these folks at home a break and send them on their merry way, I got to ask you, is there anything left that you would have to say?
I'd say thanks for watching the stream. Thanks for watching the Rocket League. Come back next week. We'll be doing the same thing. I think this might have been the last week. I'm not 100% sure on that. Follow the stream. Keep us on your radar, and have a great rest of your night.
Absolutely. I have been Captain Itsoka alongside Squillis, giving a huge shout out to Chris the Sunderlad, as well as Geo in the background, making it all happen. The producers, who are the unsung heroes of the NECC. Make sure you give them their due diligence, as well as without them, this could not happen. But with that being said, that is going to wrap things up for us here at the NECC. We will see you at the next one. Oh, of course. You need a very cute, very attractive. You deserve a shout out. You're lying.